already know. If you say you're not ready, then it's time to go. It is time. Everybody's on vacation right now. WWE has recorded all their shows, and they said they'll see us in the new year. Actually, I think AEW still is recording Dynamite live. We don't count AEW right now. You guys listen to the podcast a couple weeks ago, you know why. This is episode 180, and spoiler alert, we are also going to record episode 181 immediately after this podcast. This is the Christmas episode of the TFW podcast, maybe more importantly than the Christmas themed show. This is the group text thread edition of the TFW podcast. You guys know me, your favorite talker out here in these wrestling streets, Matt. I am joined by my beautiful wife, Rhodesia, who's festive with the red on. We appreciate that. Eshaun is back. He is no longer dying. He is no longer shivering like a bitch in ER. We are glad to have you back, my good man. And you guys know that fourth person, if you have been rocking with the TFW podcast at any amount of time, that is Brandon right there. I said, if Brandon's going to be on, you guys know we've had special guests over the last few weeks on the show. Shout out to everybody who has been on. We appreciate you guys. Got some great feedback, too, from those episodes. We are not done with the special guests. We will continue that into 2025. But for these 2 weeks, I said, what better way to finish off 2024 than with the group text thread? So if you were looking for any type of breakdowns, any type of detailed wrestling content, come back the first week of January. We got you. If you are looking for shenanigans, we don't even have a format on these two shows. I told everybody to bring their drink of choice. I have already started. I am drinking bourbon right now. Rhodesia, what are you drinking?
I just finished my espresso shot. Then I have my festive Coke and rum that I did not get sponsored for. And then
so you shouldn't have shown it.
And then my water. My water.
All right, so you triple fisting over there.
Yeah.
Pour that water out.
Brandon, what you got?
Got a little E.H. Taylor Kentucky Mule.
And you said that is a bourbon Moscow Mule, right?
It's essentially a Moscow Mule with bourbon as a substitute. That's why we go Kentucky instead of Moscow.
Ah, okay. So I'm actually have to try that. I have not tried that yet. And Eshaun, I don't know if we should have to ask you, but what are you drinking? What is in your cup, sir?
Well, we for real need to get a Yogi sponsorship. But I have my Yogi Positive Energy black tea.
Okay.
We'll be sipping on it. You know, actually, I haven't had a drink since my birthday. So last June.
You have not had one? No, you came on here. I thought you were Lydia a few episodes ago. I was like, he over there smiling and giggling. He definitely got something in him.
Nope.
I anticipated a pina colada.
Right? It would have been 2 sheets of the wind, 20 minutes in. And that
this is the first day I haven't had some kind of antibiotic or something in my system too. So
okay. Yep.
We glad you're feeling better, man.
Appreciate
you look well. So all right, y'all, let's get started. Actually,
drinking, Matt? You said you had.
I'm drinking bourbon. Okay. I forgot the name of the one I got right now, but I do have Angel's Envy single barrel on deck that will be poured either during this episode or the beginning of next episode that you guys.
Oh, we're shooting for this episode.
Okay, all right. So then, say less. say 100% less.
Let's do a cheers now.
All right, cheers. Hopefully everybody else is drinking whatever you're drinking. If you're watching in the morning, you got a coffee, you got a water, you got a tea, you got a cocoa, or you got an alcoholic beverage of your choice. Cheers. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. Thank you for bringing it in with the TFW podcast. We appreciate you guys and girls. That's good stuff. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's start with, actually, I got a good one. Bobby left a YouTube comment from our last podcast. And he said, question for the next podcast. Who had the biggest impact? Who is around the least amount of time? So if you guys didn't listen to the last pod, we were talking about Cody Rhodes. And I kind of threw out there, hey, if Cody had to retire right now, where do you put him at on that GOAT top list? He said, this question comes up since you were talking about Cody and where you would rank him if he went out right now. But that got me thinking, who really had a major impact, who was not around very long? So, appreciate you, Bobby, for the question. We got to take out the common ones. Okay, so immediately Austin's off the list. Immediately The Rock's off the list.
Mm-hmm.
This may even be a personal answer. Like for you, hey, this person wasn't around for that long, but damn, they had an impact on me. Because once you take out Austin and Rock, it's kind of up for grabs. I'm sure if we Google, we could figure something out, but I thought it would be a fun question just to kind of answer on a personal, or if you feel like you know what it is, on a legit perspective. But who had the best run in the least amount of time?
Oh, real.
It's a hard one, right?
That is a hard one.
Yep.
We're supposed to be potting like this is our text
Yep.
thread. Why?
This is a
why
hard
you
one.
so
So,
deep?
because if you look at even if you look at like 4 or 5 years,
I'm gonna give you somebody off the top right now.
Okay, who you got?
Guess we got a little maybe get your mind rolling. For me, it was Ryback. Yeah,
That's a hell of a one.
Feed me more.
Yeah, he had a hot that Feed Me More run was so hot. Like, like people talk about like he was kind of like a Goldberg ripoff. But in some ways, but in a lot of ways, not, man. He was almost kind of unique. He took maybe some different parts of different things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but like the 2-man like press that he did or whatever it was, and just the whole energy that he did. Like, what was it? He had maybe a good year and a half run.
Yeah.
Year and a half run.
He was up there, man. Like, that's a good one. That's a really, really good one. Now, because you brought up Goldberg, the answer probably would be Goldberg. Right? Like, if you take Austin, take Rock out, you look at what Goldberg did in WCW in his height after the NWO or along with the NWO, it would be Goldberg. But Ryback is a hell of a one. I remember Ryback. I was a big Ryback fan just because I was like, this is great. Like, Ryback rules. And then, of course, the more he started wrestling and then the more he opened up his mouth, it was kind of like, maybe not as much anymore, but I was a Ryback fan.
I don't know the Ryback run, but he's racist or something, right?
I don't know if he's racist, but he's definitely he ain't the best person.
Yeah,
he ain't the best person.
I don't know if he
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Who come to mind after you put it in perspective and said a short period of time? The first person that came to mind was Yokozuna. I don't know why, but that's the first
another
person
great
that
one.
came to mind. He had a good run. He was champion. He won a Royal Rumble, I think. And
It's
I don't
another
know
good one.
I don't know who he took the belt off of, but he definitely won.
He beat Hogan at King of the Ring, but I think Yoko already had the belt when he beat Hogan. That was 93. And then that was when Hogan left and went to WCW. He beat Brett, he beat Brett at WrestleMania.
He did beat Brett, yeah.
Yep. So that's another good one. Yoko was another good one. Now, of course, that's not to the level of like Rock Austin,
Exactly.
Goldberg, but that's definitely in the Ryback
Trying to think who
circle.
else.
I got one that's just purely like a one-hit wonder. That's how I have to interpret this question because
I got a
you
one-hit
already said
wonder
it.
too.
Mine is Fandango. He was so over.
Oh,
Such a big
Yeah,
pop.
that's a
He
great
even
one.
had a WrestleMania
That's a really
moment,
good one.
So, yep. That's mine.
That's a good one because, like, when I think about like even Rock and Stone Cold, like they were on top for a number of years before, they kind of stepped away, right?
Mhm.
Like we got Stone Cold from what, like 97 to what, 02?
Yeah, but
I mean,
what was
then
the 02?
we-
Was it the full thing of him wrestling though? Until 02?
And he was all throughout the invasion angle, right?
Yeah.
Like, we want to talk about how good the invasion angle was or not, but he was there, right? And then we had The Rock. The Rock was on top. And we had The Rock from like the late 90s till around the same. So, I mean, we had like a 5 or 6 year run. Even with Goldberg, he's been around, but I like the Fandango one. Like, right? And then there's somebody else on the top, like that's like that type of dude. Like they were hot for like a minute and then all of a sudden just fizzled away. Maybe we can go down the list of AEW wrestlers that just, were hot for like,
5 minutes.
a number of months, and then
that would we could probably get to 10 if we did that.
Oh, we can go Mercedes more recently. We can, she had from March till about May, right?
Okay.
So
go Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yep. Go
Wardlow's probably the
Garcia.
biggest one, right?
I'm about to say,
Warlow
y'all
for
about to say
sure.
Warlow.
100%.
Mhm.
So
What
we're
about
already at
Miro?
4. We haven't even really started thinking yet.
Y'all talk about Miro like that a little bit, right?
Miro.
Miro should have been much better and bigger than what he was. But he didn't want to put nobody over. So that's a little different. Of course, Ricky Starks. So that's we're already at 6.
Yeah.
I know
Jamie
we've talked
Hayter.
about it on this pod before, but every time I see Anna Jay, I'm like, you need to be in the WWE system ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
Like she has, well,
That's
she's a
not what I
gorgeous
think about
one.
when
She's
I see
gorgeous,
Anna Jay.
Yep.
Yeah,
but
that's what I
like,
think about.
I just look at her and I'm like, in that system, you are out of here. You are a fucking star.
She's tailor made for NXT in that
Yes.
roster right now.
Did you guys see her match with Mercedes?
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
You guys didn't see it?
we did.
What'd you think?
But
I thought that was Anna Jay's best match as a pro.
Was it,
Is that thankful? Is that kudos to Mercedes? Of course, it takes 2 to tango in any match. But was that more about Mercedes, or was that, in your opinion, Anna Jay something clicking and she figured it out, or they just are great dance partners?
Well, I mean, you got to give Mercedes her props, right? She's the ring leader, right? She says that she typically leads most of the matches, right? So she probably put it together, she led it. But I've also think kudos to Anna to be able to follow, because not everybody can follow a good leader, like right. And we've seen, like some poor matches, right? And so she was able to keep up, and I think she did a really good job. I was actually really impressed with her in that match, because I felt like she's been kind of at that same like point for like probably about a good 2 or 3 years. I felt like she hasn't really gotten better. I don't feel like she's gotten worse, but I feel like she hadn't gotten better. But she's been going to Stardom, so she's been actually actively working on her craft. So when I watched that match, like, all right, go ahead, girl. And of course, she's beautiful as hell too. So
when you say Mercedes is a good leader, does she make a lot of people better? I obviously I haven't seen a lot of her work even going back to WWE, but like, is she calling matches on her own and kind of leading her opponents?
Typically, she's leading when she's in the ring with somebody, meaning that, like, she is the one that is calling the big spots. A lot of times, because she's working heel, she's on top a lot in the match, so she's getting the heat. So she, she's the one that goes from A to B, C to D in the match. So she gets a lot of the kudos, and sometimes she also gets the backlash too in the matches. The matches don't go well. I still attribute her, and I love me some Stephanie Vacure. I do, but I attribute Mercedes. Hopefully, she gave Mercedes a little bit of a off the top when she got that NXT contract, because I think a lot of that had to do with Mercedes in that match they had.
Okay.
I would say this, because I don't know about what Matt was just saying about the A and B and leading and all that. What I would say is, when she takes someone moves, like when she's selling it, it is so believable. So I think it takes a certain person to be able to do that and put the other person over. So when I watch her in a match with Anna Jay, she'll get a submission or something put on her, and she makes it believable.
So back to Bobby's question. Now make it completely personal. Completely personal. This person is not the biggest at all. This person may not even be great. But who is, for you, you're like, that is my person. I don't give a damn. I don't care how much shit they get. That's my guy, or that's my girl.
I used to love Norman Smiley.
Oh, man. The wiggle.
That was my
NXT
guy.
training legend down there. Norman Smiley.
Was my guy.
The big wiggle. That's like a E gimmick. If E was ever a wrestler, he'd be the big wiggle.
Hilarious.
I like Jamie Noble when Tough Enough was out. Like that was just like a funny, lighthearted, and we see where he is now.
Yeah,
still successful in the company as a producer, I guess what you call him. But yeah, I would say the Jamie Noble gimmick, I really, really enjoyed it. It was never really a time where I was like, I loved it.
Oh no, Jamie Noble and Lydia, that was some good stuff, man. They were really good together, man. Like Jamie and that country ass accent, like that was really good stuff. Y'all, I mean, I got my guys, so Cody's my guy. Day one, right? Like all gimmick that he's been part of. Who else will I say?
Somebody you're in the minority on. Even if it's 51-49, you know you are in the minority on this person. Like mine is Karrion Kross. You can't tell me anything about Karrion Kross should be a main eventer on somebody's TV. And I'm just hoping he can get that shot in 2025. I don't expect him to be a main eventer, but I think he's much, much better than what he's been portrayed on television consistently.
The big Valboski.
Val Venus?
I like that.
Yes.
Yep.
He had the perfect gimmick for that time in which you can go there during the Attitude Era. I love Val Venus.
Man, I gotta tell you, man, all my guys are good, man. I can't tell y'all, man. Like my team is we deep, man. I don't know who is on my team that's people were like, you know what? Nah, I don't know about that person. I don't know.
I like a lot of randomness.
You were big on weren't you big on like Red Velvet years ago?
I wouldn't say I was big. I like her though.
Okay.
I mean,
She
you know,
could
like,
be
I
one.
like a lot of young talent like that though. Like, you know, like I like to give number one for women, you know, like I like cute girls. So she was cute. You know what I'm saying? So I was actively, you know, they're giving her a shot. I mean, she's TV champion over there and she's doing her thing. But I like seeing young talent improve. I can't think of somebody like I mean, I guess like when I'm thinking about the question, I'm thinking like a Danhausen type guy. But I don't like those type of dudes. Like that's like I don't get the appeal for like a Danhausen. I can't really think of anybody like that, to be quite honest.
Who was the guy, and I don't want to say the inappropriate word, but they often kind of referred to him as like the R word in WWE.
Wait, this is our text thread.
The racist?
No.
Oh, you talking about Velveteen Dream?
No. I don't want.
Which R word?
Like a special needs dude.
That R
Oh,
word.
you talking about
you know,
Eugene?
That one.
Eugene?
Yeah.
No,
I don't want to get y'all canceled.
But
Yeah,
look, Eugene's another one, man. He was hot like that time
Nick
period of
Dinsmore.
Eugene.
Yeah,
he was
man.
hot as
Yeah.
Eugene. I mean, he was.
That was a wild gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
The shit that they used to get away with.
Right.
Man, tell me.
Yeah. I mean, but that's just the time. I do wonder, do you guys think we will ever get back to that?
Mm-mm.
Like ever? Where it completely goes the opposite direction? We know things go in circles, right?
For
like
WWE?
fashion, music.
Or for,
Say again?
For WWE or for any?
No, talking about life, where things is not so PC, where you will have comedians going back to what they used to talk about. Or we have...
I think the only people who would kind of have that green light, and it's even still taboo, are comedians.
Mm-hmm.
And even with comedians, there's probably a select few. Like Dave Chappelle is going to be in that upper echelon who can kind of always withstand whatever hate he's going to get afterwards, whatever backlash he's going to get, but he's going to get that inappropriateness off. And in my opinion, it's always tasteful. But I think comedians are kind of going to only be the people who can kind of pull that off. But regular Joe Smo, news anchor, television host, ain't no way.
I think we will get back to that. Maybe not to that level, but I do think we'll get back to that. Just because we kind of see it with some of our elected officials, they'll say some things that's completely
Not some.
Not some.
Elected.
You know who?
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. Let's be real. Okay,
Not some. It's been one. And it worked for him.
It did.
It worked for him. Something else that's working too. You know, I usually highlight our guests' backgrounds.
I've been watching it.
If you are watching on YouTube, Brandon went from, I think his first episode, he didn't have shit on the wall.
Nothing.
Then he came back and he had one replica WWE kids belt on the wall. And right now it looks like he is in a kindergarten class and the kids threw up paint and what is that? I see Mario Kart. I see Monster Jam.
Monster Jam and his art all over the place. I'm in Cameron's play area, actually.
Oh, shout out to Cameron.
Shout out to Cam.
Said Cameron just had tonsil surgery. He got his tonsils out.
Yeah, got his tonsils and adenoids out.
I don't even know what that is, so.
Sorry to that man.
Sorry to that man.
Hey, this might be a good session because right before we got on the pod, my wife Katrina asked me a random ass question. She was like, "Hey, comedies. What was the better comedy to you? Friends, Living Single."
Never seen an episode of
I've never seen Friends.
different world.
Okay.
And I think those are her 3. So for me to start thinking about like, man, what was my favorite like sitcoms? And actually it went back to another comment, and this is kind of completely unrelated. But Urkel was doing like a little video excerpt, and he had said something like Family Matters doesn't get enough props for a black sitcom because it wasn't hood enough. And he compared it to like Martin and like Living Single. And I'm like, man, Living Single wasn't really hood though.
At all. Shut the fuck up,
At
Lil
all.
White. Yeah, like,
You know what
okay,
I'm
so
saying? Like-
with that thought process, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was hood. The Cosby Show was hood. Like, come on,
Fresh
dude.
Prince, one of my all-time favorite shows.
Yep.
And so, although I never seen an episode of Friends, but I don't know if you guys know, but like the story is essentially Friends is a ripoff of Living Single.
Ah.
It is.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, there's a couple stories out there.
Yep, because I think they actually did Living Single really dirty too. They did them really dirty because they put did they put them on the same night too? With
Something
that
along
show?
those lines. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, they took them out of their time slot and then put them on that show because like Living Singles were doing really good ratings.
Mm.
Then somebody at NBC loved the concept, brought it to them, of course, made it Caucasians in New York, like, right? And then for whatever reason, the network that Living Single was on felt like they needed to put it on the same time slot as his new show. And then of course, I was like the killer time slot for him. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But what did y'all think about what was y'all favorite like comedy or sitcom
Of all time?
all time?
Ooh. So if you're talking about comedy, I think I already said it. Like, Fresh Prince is up there for me. Martin, of course, is up there. Saved by the Bell is up there.
Would that be called comedy though?
It's a sitcom. Yeah, I mean,
sitcom.
yeah, it was. They had the people laughing in the background. So if you had the audio track, it was a
The
comedy.
audio track.
So like those would probably speak to kind of like my childhood. If you had to have like 3, it would be
I would
those.
say all those. Sneaky Good, Jamie Foxx show.
Oh shit! Absolutely, the Wayans brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wayne
Yeah.
Brothers was incredible. I'm trying to think. Low key, I gotta put y'all on. It's this pod. These dudes from Michigan State got a pod called For the Culture, and they were talking about white great comedies.
Okay.
All in the Family was one of my
That was a good show.
all-time great white comedies. I love All in the Family.
Mm-hmm.
I
Good
like
message, too.
Mom. Was it Mama's House?
Yeah, Mama's Family.
Mama's Family was funny. She
Mama's
was
Family was good too. I almost
was
forgot all
hilarious.
about that, man.
Mhm,
Yeah.
she's
I
hilarious.
forgot about that show.
Mama's Family was good.
They talk about like hear me out. So that's a hear me out for me.
Well,
Yeah.
Mama Family that
She was kind of fine.
Yeah, but she was
Yeah.
like faking. She was faking her oldness.
Of course she
wasn't
was.
Yeah, I mean, she was cute.
Yeah.
Of course
No,
she was.
My all-time would be Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
Yep.
Married with Children. That I remember
That's
being
another
super
good one.
young,
That's another
being
good one.
super young. And I'm like, why y'all even let me watch Married with Children? I mean,
Yeah.
even to that, my love and stardom for, I just call him Al Bundy. I actually don't even know his real name.
Ed O'Neill.
Okay.
Ed O'Neill, yeah.
Legend.
If you ask me for
Children was
$1 million,
good.
who is Ed O'Neill? I would say I have no idea. But even with Modern
Hold on
Family,
really quick. Better run for Ed O'Neill. Modern Family or Married with Children?
we have like what?
Oh,
300
that's
seasons
not-
of
that's
of
not-
Modern Family.
That's really a good question.
See, it's not fair because I think I was a child. I was like
Yeah.
7, 10 watching Married with Children, where now I'm a full grown adult watching.
I'm going to
Modern
go
Family.
Married with Children easily because he is Al Bundy.
Yeah.
He is not who he is
Joe.
on.
What's his name? Joey or Joe?
See, you don't even know.
Yeah, I
That's
don't even
and there
know.
you go. And he smoked Modern Family. That Modern Family, and we are
Yeah.
super late on it. We just started watching it this year. We're almost done now.
Oh,
But
it's
I'm
so
trying
good.
to ration it
It's
out because I
so
didn't want to
good.
blow through it. That is one of the best shows of all time.
Yes.
It is, and like the so when I watch it, you guys know like I watch things like with like a deep eye and stuff, and like that show does such an incredible job of throwing so many jokes at you. Like they will, and I've said like whoever is the creators of the show, they're comedy genius because they will lead up to a joke, and that should be the joke of the show. It's like, oh, it took y'all 18 minutes like to land that joke. It's the best joke ever. But then it's like it could get lost because they'll tell another joke immediately after that That's just as
Yes.
funny. Like that show is
That's like AEW.
10.
That
Okay,
show is great.
but it's not funny anymore though. It's not funny anymore though. May have been funny a couple years ago. It's no longer funny anymore.
Best
I did see they're
character
at the
on
Hammerstein though,
Children.
What happened?
which is good. They're at the Hammerstein. I didn't watch. Of course, I didn't watch
Is
Collision.
that this week?
Yeah. So they did one for Saturday at Collision, and then they're back tomorrow or Wednesday for Dynamite. I know it's going to add a ton to the experience on TV because that crowd's going to be passionate. 1,100, 1,500 fans. They're all going to be rabid. Like that's where hopefully they continue to do in 2025, and then they figure out their creative. But it doesn't matter until they figure out their creative. I see Matt Cardona talked about he showed up, I guess, Ring of Honor. He had a match with Jericho, and the word
They
is
beat his ass,
Final
didn't
battle.
they?
so there's word that he was offered an AEW contract, and people are like, should he sign? Should he not sign? It's like they don't fucking need anybody else, man. Like, okay, he brought up a couple months ago on the pod about Matt signing to WWE, and my argument was it wasn't even an argument. I just said, okay, then where is he at?
Mhm.
Because he is a big deal on the indies.
Right.
And I would hate for him
Indie
just to
God.
sign and then be like a low mid card guy. So it's like, okay, well, then whose spot is he taking? If you look at like, that LA Knight kind of Carmelo Hayes, Ludwig, like area like it, and he's got to take somebody's spot. He like AEW, he's just going to be just another guy.
Yeah,
but
too big
I'm
for
paid.
too big for NXT, not big enough for upper echelon card in the main roster.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yep.
Crazy.
But shout out to I'm so happy for her. I'm still like you would think I know that woman the way just when I watch her and how she
Chelsea.
moves. Yeah, man, like she's getting everything that she deserves.
The fact
She
that she went to
has-
Disney World the next day is
Yeah.
hilarious.
She has people on the flight attendants announcing that she is the new women's champion and
That's
stuff
great.
like that on air flights.
That's so good.
You say air flights?
On air flights.
I
That's what
was
it's called.
really
It's
hoping.
hilarious.
No, it's not.
It's called
not
air flight.
called
What
air
is it?
flights.
What is it called?
I mean, you can say flights. You know what I'm saying? I've never.
Oh
Nobody's
my
ever
God.
in the
Here we
world
go again.
said,
First
"Hey,
off, this is not the text thread.
yeah, you ain't never said no shit like that in the text thread."
Whatever.
Exactly. You still look pretty
Get
though.
Thank
your
you.
shit off, Rhodesia.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. If y'all understand what I'm saying, that's language. If you understand my sentiment and you understand what I'm saying, regardless if it's a word or not, it's still language.
That's
E, I want to get your thoughts because you weren't on the pod last week. Thoughts on the KO Cody angle from Saturday Night's Main Event?
I thought it was good, pretty good. Oh, but let me answer my own question real quick before we move on from the comedies. The Office is like my favorite comedy of all time.
That's another one
It's my
Office
favorite
is
one.
really good.
I actually
of all
I was
time.
of all time. I actually was right before I got sick. I'm like, you know what? Because I feel a little stressed at work, and I'm like, you know what? I want to laugh. I want to laugh. So I was going to turn on The Office because on Peacock, they have the Superfan episodes. I still haven't seen all the Superfan episodes, and I also didn't finish the series. Like once Steve Carell left the show, I kind of stopped watching too. I actually was really excited when Ferrell, what's his first name?
Will or Colin?
Will Ferrell.
Okay.
Like when he joined the show, I was really excited. I was a big Will Ferrell guy, but he kind of like and I never finished the show. So I'm like, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna finish the Superfan episodes. I'm gonna watch the rest of it, see how it ends.
What is the
but
Superfan episodes? What is that?
So so back in the day, these were on NBC, right? And these were like it was 30-minute episodes, but with commercials, they were probably about
23
minutes, right?
Yep.
Like they actually would film almost an hour worth of content for these shows, right? But they only cut out 20 minutes of it and actually air it. So the Superfan episodes is just the uncut episodes, and it's really
great.
cool because they add so much content to like the jokes and the setup and that kind of thing.
Do they have a super episode of the episode where they were hooping in the warehouse?
They do. Pretty much they have Superfan episodes up until I think season 6.
Okay. That episode is great.
Yeah,
That's
man.
hilarious,
and it's like if you're an Office fan, if you actually seen the episodes, you actually can tell where the additional content comes in because you'll start seeing some stuff you ain't never recognized before. Like, when did this happen? Or what I'm saying, you can and it makes sense, but you don't remember seeing it like before. it's really cool. But going to the KO stuff, I like that. I mean, it was a good show. I mean, I told y'all that Cody was going to win. I don't know why y'all thought he wasn't.
Did he really win though, brother?
But did he?
Did he really win? My man went out on the stretcher. We ain't seen that man since.
No, I mean, but was the ref able to count outside the ring? That's what I still need to know.
Fraudulent count, E.
If so, then yes, Cody won.
And who carried the belt?
Oh yeah.
And that man.
Look at E.
He done gave us the hand.
No, I'm trying to reach. I'm trying to reach like y'all doing right now. But
That's funny.
That's a good one. That's good.
But you guys like wanted a continuation of the story, and I was just so miffed that us wrestling experts didn't understand that Cody didn't need to lose this match, and we don't need a transitional champion for KO a months before WrestleMania, and that there was other ways to continue the story, and they gave y'all that. They gave y'all a story and an angle to close the show, which is really cool, right? So now you got like a little, and I love how they're bringing back these different variations of the Power Driver, and I think that's really cool.
Hell yeah.
Right? And a nice sell for Cody, man, because he got to zoom in on his face when he's about to take that mug, like he don't want to take that mug, and boom, right? So really cool.
Pros,
and you think about the story aspect from it, right? They set up the Power Driver for Randy just in the previous angle, right? So now when Cody's taking the Power Driver, you already know that KO's Power Driver is something's going to take you out for a minute. So now you're like, oh, snap. What we going to do? What we going to do, right? So I was happy with it because, we're going to continue to see KO. They're going to have to be careful with KO and what they're doing with them, right? Because, like the crowd in the world we live in, man, people love the villains, right? They love people doing like the shady shit.
Yes,
right?
sir.
And then he had, and like they're doing like the Drew McIntyre like villain with him, like the kind of the justified villain. But it's not about because again, same thing with Drew back in the day, right? Like not saying that he was wrong in his mindset, right? It's his approach. Like, right? Is he doing a little bit too much, right? Is he taking too many shortcuts to prove his point, right? Sometimes it's like the person, like when they giving a message, right? Like they too loud, they're too arrogant, and like everything they're saying is correct, but you just don't like the person giving the message, right? But with KO, like, right, he actually he's still charismatic. He's still a charming guy, and in some ways he has been wrong. However, but I like the intricacies in that little match, right? Because all right, so you can say that all right, he maybe should have won at some point, whatever, right? But KO's the one that intentionally threw Cody into the ref, knocked the ref out, right? That was KO's choice in that moment, right? So he had did something different because in a way, he was being underhanded in a way. He was using the referee to kind of break up that situation, right? Cody, flipped it on him, and then he was able to get that pin. The only thing I didn't like about it, and we'll see how it plays out, I didn't like that Cody actually used the chair. I think he should have just beat his ass clean. But I think that gives that gives KO something else to talk about, right? So I thought it was pretty good.
And then when they do, of course, the big reveal, whenever he turns, you can just put that in it. I think that's great. I did think it was interesting. KO's promo on SmackDown where he said, basically, you don't want to see me angry. Like I'm not there yet. It's like, dude, what the fuck else you want to like? Where else is it to go? You have a fictitious championship title in a reign right now. You just took out the top babyface in the company. Like, where else is it for you to go? Which means he's going somewhere else. Is that Triple H? I guess we'll see, but I thought that was interesting. I didn't watch the show. I just watched on YouTube the top 10 moments. What did you say, Brandon? You said, what did Solo say to Roman? Or Roman said you sent something to me. I was like, I gotta watch it.
I can't remember. Oh, I was bullshitting.
I was looking for it. I was looking for. I swear to God, I was looking for it. I was like, damn, that didn't make the top 10 moments. I gotta go back and watch.
While he's pulling that up, I was like, man, we about to record today. I haven't watched SmackDown. In my mind, I think today is Friday. So when it came out that SmackDown already happened, I'm like, okay, I'm literally thinking today is Friday.
How did it come out? The SmackDown already happened.
Shit, I don't know. Let me tell you. because it's supposed to be on now as we're recording. So, and then when I'm like, wait, no, Raw is on as we're recording. I'm like, okay, I'm tripping.
Raw.
can't remember
So
what
we
I
got what,
said.
2 weeks? Yeah, you got it in front of you, Brandon.
I can't even find it. I'm trying to find
I'm gonna find it because I thought it was real. But Raw is on. I am looking forward to watching the Seth Rollins sit down with Jackie. I think that's gonna. I tweeted anybody who's not excited for the match yet will absolutely, I think, be after the sit down because Seth said he was done talking. And it's like they probably like, look, we got to get a little bit more flame on the fire for Netflix. But they came out and said that there is not a standard time allegedly for Raw, meaning it's fluid. They can go off the air when they go off. They can cut when they cut. If it was up to you, perfect world, give me the amount of time Raw should be every single Monday on Raw to you, for you.
Are they gonna do ads?
Yes, they're still gonna have ads, but it's gonna be just through where it would make sense, because so they don't have to do it every 18 minutes or whatever that looks like. Yeah. Yep.
Probably like 2 hours and 10 to 15 minutes is probably a good window for me. I mean, like
Okay.
you don't have to, I don't think you have to go to all the way to 3, but if you factor in whatever little ads that they're gonna put in there, probably 2 hours and 15 minutes is probably a good center.
Since we're doing prices right, I'll say 2 hours and 23 minutes.
Yeah, I like 2 hours and 15 minutes. And Matt, you're probably gonna get there. Anyway, but you mentioned like Cardona taking the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you got these Netflix shows that can go anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, 3.5 hours, whatever.
Please no.
Like right now, we got a confirmation that SmackDown will be 3 hours starting in January. So when we talk about like spots, there's spots on these shows, right? Because we gonna get another at least we got another hour of content.
That's true
on these Friday shows, right? Which
That's
is gonna be. I'm thinking about mentally, like man, like all right, on Friday we going 8 to 11 on a Friday night,
dude.
I mean,
dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
Right? So I mean that's a 20-minute Cardona spot right there.
I am not looking forward to this. I swear to God, I'm not. I swear I'm not. And like everybody who knows, who listens and watches, I love wrestling. I love WWE. 6 hours though, 3 allegedly on Monday, even though they said it's not guaranteed. 3 on Friday. People, I think, are just kind of, and I tweeted out and I got a lot back of, well, look at the talent. They have a lot of talent that can now, to what E just said, if Cardona was assigned, there is a spot because there's extra TV time. I get that part, but they've always had the talent. It's the matter of watching 2-3 hour wrestling shows a week.
Yeah.
That's a fucking lot, man. Especially when we're only getting 5 match pay-per-views or PLEs from WWE right now. Yeah, they typically go 3 hours, but 5 matches in 3 hours is really split up. I mean, that's a lot of content. It is. It's a lot of content.
Do you think they stick to a standard time on Mondays, or do you see, like, say the Bloodline saying, "Oh, it's free range. We might take an extra 5 to 10 minutes."
Yep.
And go from a regular 2 hour show to 2 hour 20 because the hotter stories are extended or something like that.
Oh, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think maybe that's why the Bloodline's going to be on Raw too. So it's like, hey, look, fuckers, you guys usually take too much time. So then women's matches don't need to be cut.
Right.
Intros don't need to be cut after that. Like you can say, okay, well, yeah, they went 10 minutes over time, but we're not set the time, so it doesn't matter. Hey, keep the whatever we had going after that. For me, though, probably the biggest positive from this, and my answer is like anywhere between 2 hours and 15 minutes to 2 hours and 30 minutes. That is perfect to me. But what's going to make this so much better, especially us watching live, is you're never going to know when the main event is over.
That's incredible. That's how we initially felt with AEW when they would say, hey, no matter how long it takes.
Yep.
So I like that a lot.
Yep. So now, like, typically, you can just look down your watch, like, oh, they got 3 minutes till it's time to go home.
Yeah.
Now, if it being whatever it is, and I'm sure we know Triple H is going to use that to his advantage. he's going to do something shocking in one of these matches where you be like,
Fade to
oh
black.
shit. Yep,
Yep.
I had no idea it was about to go off already, and it's time to go.
Yeah,
I can see that happening first episode.
I just hope there's no hiccups. I just hope there's no hiccups.
There's not.
I
Look,
really hope.
Netflix had Fury or Tyson and Paul, which is going to be the biggest audience that they would have at one time.
Okay, I see.
But they have the NFL on Christmas. They're going to have all this worked out beforehand. They're going to have it all worked out.
But I got to ask you guys, when we talked about, like, all right, I said 3 hours, like, damn, another 3 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, like over a year ago, right, when we got Collision, I had told you guys, and you guys are so disappointed in me when I said this. I was like, man, wrestling's becoming a chore. Like, it's too much good wrestling content that you got to follow all this stuff, man. It's too much, not enough time in the day or in the week to watch all this shit.
Well, AEW trying to help you out, right? Didn't they cut Rampage?
Rampage is out of here.
But here's the thing, like, AEW's already helped me out. Because now I ain't gotta follow Collision, like, right? I ain't gotta follow Dynamite, so I get to watch it when I want to. There's no more Rampage, so like you think about the team, like right? Look, think about the team, like right? We only watching Raw and SmackDown and NXT. Well, really Raw and SmackDown consistently, right? We get in NXT when we can get it in, like right. So what's another hour? We were just a year ago watching 25 hours of wrestling every single week.
That's real. Yep.
Like,
that's
right?
real.
Now we talk about fitting in another hour. Now it's going to be strange in time period. I just kind of feel like Friday night from 8 to 11 is going to be tough for I think in general. Like, I mean, I guess there's going to be a market who's going to be there that 10 to 11 hour. I mean, we'll see how that, I'm really curious how that last hour does on a Friday night. Because
in the winter, probably fine. As it warms up, probably not great.
I mean, but think about it though. Like all over the country though. I mean, it ain't cold everywhere. Nah, goddamn it.
That's fair, but
speaking of cold, I can't wait to get out of the cold. It's time to go. This cold weather, I don't know if it's a combination of maybe it's just really, really, really cold already, and like my older age.
It's been brutal.
Yeah, like I can't do this again. We're out of here.
But it's been cold here too.
This is over. This is it.
It was 30 this morning here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Brandon.
Yeah.
That's our high.
We complaining about, it's 59 degrees.
Exactly. Exactly.
At 5 o'clock. We out here like, God damn, it's nippy out here, man. Shit, zip that coat up. It's 58 degrees out here. What you doing? Put that hood on, young man.
That sun go down.
Oh,
get the wind blowing.
Oh yes, yes, sir.
Fun.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
After living in Phoenix, my blood done thinned out. I should leave.
Look, y'all, Brandon is right. It's weird. It's really weird. It's 58 degrees outside, but when it's like you in a room, like you turn the light off and that sun turn off. It feel like you go from like 58 to like 38, like just like that. It's crazy.
Well, I'm coming from another point of view, so it's pretty much hot for me all the time.
My baby over there having hot flashes.
You having personal summers already?
She be having hot flashes, and then and she'll call them out like she's wrestling a working match. She'll be like, "Oh, I feel it. Oh, I'm getting warm. Oh, I feel it coming. Oh, it's about to happen." And I be getting excited at first. I'm like, "Oh shit, we just about to do it right now." And then I look up, and she starts fucking sweating. It's like, "Why are you sweating? You just sitting there." And then, then the craziest shit she'll say after she get done having the hot flash, it's like a 5-minute orgasm for her. Ooh, ah, ha, ooh, ah. She making all these crazy noises. Then you know what she do? She'll say, "Come here, feel my neck. I don't want to feel your damn neck. I don't care that you're sweating.
Right.
Like, go take care of that."
Yeah. What's the end game here?
Matt, let me tell y'all something. This on Friday, right? We put the kids down. I'm sitting at the table. I ain't feeling that well. Right? I'm sitting there like this.
Like how sitting?
Like just like this, right?
Okay, alrighty.
And all of a sudden, I feel like somebody's staring at me, right? So I look over on the other side. It's Katrina walking by. She got this smirk on her face.
Oh
She's
shit!
staring me down, right? And I'm like, I feel like she's looking at me like one piece of meat.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm like, damn, maybe.
Did you take her temperature?
Then I go like, damn, she's sick. I'm like, damn, she must be sick as hell right now. Like, right, like, what's like?
Oh, because she was sick too. You said she was sick too.
Yeah, she had pneumonia before I had pneumonia, right? So I'm like, So I look at her. Then she go, "How you feeling, baby?"
Aww.
No
I'm like,
time
not,
it is.
I'm like, not too good. Let's go ahead and mask up. I'm like, if you go sit your sick ass down.
But if y'all both had pneumonia, y'all don't have to mask up.
Yeah.
We
Y'all
gonna
can
be
be breathing all in each other's face.
we gonna be slushing, liquid in our lungs together, man.
That's kind of
Yeah,
sexy
why
though.
not?
Mask
That-
up.
that's-
I don't
pretty-
know.
that's
I
pretty
think I'm gonna add that to
intimate,
my repertoire.
Yeah.
We're gonna mask up tonight.
You could have been
Hell
Dr.
yeah.
E.
I'm literally sitting there.
Well,
I had like,
he everything else. He might as well be
I
Dr.
know.
E at this point.
He's Dr. E. Let me
"You
take a
wanna go ahead-
temperature.
Go ahead and mask up.
So did you mask up?
Hell no.
Or you raw
I'm like,
dog it?
baby, I'm about to take this extra antibiotic and lay my ass back down.
I go back to sleep. Got it.
God
Such
bless.
a disappointment. Such a disappointment.
Let's talk about Brandon sent something to the text thread. I got super excited because I've been holding this for about 10 days now. I think this is the best shit in the world. We
10
gotta talk
days,
about it.
10 days. Let's think about.
I've been talking about
10
this a
days.
lot.
Okay.
Anybody who actually would want to listen, I've been talking about it. And that's the movie Red One. It is on Prime right now, Amazon Prime. And let's start back to when this movie, the previews came out. I thought it was gonna be the dumbest fucking movie in the world. I didn't understand it. I didn't know why Santa was skinny. I don't know what The Rock is. Then you got Chris Evans.
Skinny Santa.
I'm just like, okay. And like the preview does nothing to explain what it is. All I know is they got this button you can push and then small shit makes big shit. That's all I knew. I was like, okay, I'm not watching that. I'm off of
I
that.
didn't even know that much.
So we're scrolling and we're about to try to find something to watch for Christmas. And I see Red One's already on Prime. I'm like, all right, man. Why not? Right? Just why not?
Mm-hmm.
About 15 minutes. Anybody who's seen this movie, tell me if I'm wrong or not. About 15 minutes in, I'm like, oh shit, this ain't that bad.
Yeah.
About 35 minutes in, I was like, oh shit, this is pretty good. Brandon,
How were you?
about an hour and 10 minutes in,
Rooting for.
I was like, oh shit, this is the best movie I've ever seen.
Fuck a Christmas movie. Just in life.
It's the best movie I've ever
movie.
By the time it was over, I knew it was the best movie I've ever seen.
Yes.
That's no spoilers. Of course, I don't think it's the best movie I've ever seen, but I do think this is not me having hyperbole. For what it was, the action and all that, I think of its kind, it's the best Christmas movie I've seen of its kind.
I dipped my toe in the water and then it was like, it wasn't awful. I didn't want to go crazy and be like, oh, this is really good. And then Matt reinforced it. It was like, oh no, I liked it. I was like, okay, I'm good. This is safe. It wasn't bad at all. It was really good. For a second, I had to ask Marissa. I was like, "Is this rated PG-13?" A lot of foul language.
Yeah.
Well,
like, yeah, I mean, you could say shit, fuck, ass, bitch, like 20 times and it still be PG-13,
Crazy.
which is crazy to me.
Crazy.
Yep. Or even like, I think about like R is 17 and over. Like Matt's 17. Like, there's still movies that we won't watch together because I'm like, well, Matt's gonna watch it with us. Like, right, of course, like we'll watch some rated R movies, but anything that has like overly like, sexual and like that, it's like, nah, like I'm not sitting there watching a sex movie with like my kid. But by the law, you can go see it at the movie theater with his friends. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's nasty work.
Agreed.
You see it, E? Red One?
I didn't know it was on Prime until you guys just said it, so I will check it out this weekend.
Ease, let's do this. Let's do this. Hop off the pod. Look. Hop off the pod right now. We'll do a 3-hour New Year's show, and then just come on and then give your review of Red One, so we can have it for next week. I think that'd be great. You got to hold it now till the first week of January.
I do want to ask this question since we're talking about text threads. I don't know the answer in any way, shape, or form, and I don't know if y'all even want to tell the truth because again, we still aren't getting paid like here to the point where we can quit our day jobs. But what has
we can tell the truth. Stop. We can tell the truth because we already said what this show was. Okay. All we gotta do is say we were joking.
Okay, perfect.
I'm already ready.
Perfect.
I'm already ready.
So what has come through?
I got a couple things for the New Year's episode.
So what has come through our text thread where so Brandon had mentioned, he want to just dip his toe in just to see, like, because he
Yeah.
probably was popping hard as hell for Red One, right? But he's like, but I don't want to look like that guy, like a
I
nerd.
want to be
and
the
I text
mark.
her, yeah, right. What is the most outrageous thing that came through the text thread that maybe we weren't individually responsible for?
Ooh.
So someone else said something. And it doesn't have to be wrestling related. It could have been just anything in our particular text thread, not y'all text thread, but in our particular text thread. What is the most wildest shit that you were like, okay, we going there?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
It's probably Jada Parker related.
No, because she
Let's say
said
you
our
like to
text
go in
thread.
there.
She
Yeah,
said
like,
our
no.
text thread.
I mean, to be honest with you, like Matt takes our text thread. If it was like a open like book, he like does this on the podcast half the time. Like he just lets all the shit loose,
Which
man.
is fair.
Now,
Yeah, I still
if
protect us.
the better question would be on the text thread minus Rhodesia. That would be
that's the one.
that's the
that's
one.
not this pod though, because I'm not privileged to that.
Yeah,
one.
that's
So
the
no
one.
privilege to this one here.
But
Because
that one
it's
ain't
been
that
some wild
bad.
shit in that text thread.
That's the one.
That one ain't that bad.
No, it's not that bad. Now,
It's one. I'm not.
Right. So minus
I'm
something
not.
sexual.
I'm not
minus
privy
something
to
sexual.
talk about that one.
Minus something sexual. What's
Same.
the wildest ish?
But I was thrilled when we crossed that threshold.
Oh man, so
I was
ours.
thrilled.
Let's think. Because it's been a lot. It's been a lot of funny stuff.
Yes.
I mean, but it's like our personal lives too, though.
Mhm.
Like it's been a lot of funny stuff in our text thread. It's also been a lot of like music stuff. I mean, we kind of talk about everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not like it's just a wrestling thing. But I'm trying to think if there's been something wild. Like if there was something that we could be canceled for.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I gotta
think
be
our
honest. Like
response is
I think that all of us are at the point in our lives to where we like open books. So like we don't say
Yeah.
like
yeah.
we. Like whatever we
It's fair
say do in
game.
a text message is typically we done said something similar on this platform
carried
already,
it out in real
like,
life,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, we keep it real like that. So I don't think it's anything that's too wild.
And you know the cool thing about that E2 is like, but that so many people can't say that.
Mhm.
Right, like that. What
for
you just said is like incredible for you to be able to experience that for yourself, and then like for us as well to be able to be like, oh man, like I can be who I am with my friends, and like not have to worry about outside of saying I really like Red One, Brandon. I can say whatever.
No. Brandon said actually Red One wasn't that bad.
I know that's what I'm saying. He wanted to give it up though. He wanted to give it up.
I was like, it wasn't that awful.
I got so excited when I got that damn text. You would have thought, man. I was like, I can't wait to respond to this one.
To be honest with you, I gotta tell you though, man, like I didn't think it would be bad. I mean, like I don't there hasn't been many rock movies I haven't liked, right? And then also my man Evans, I mean, I honestly thought that I would enjoy the movie, so I don't really see the problem.
You know what it was? It was the reviews. The reviews, they got crushed by the critics when it first came out. It only did $30 million that first week, I think, or 50, and it had a $300 million budget, so they weren't going to make money at the movie theater. But then I found out, so of course I had to do some research. This is how great I thought the movie was, Brandon. I had to do some research soon while the credits was rolling. I had to Google this shit. I was like, okay, why? Like, what was the disconnect? So I go on Rotten Tomatoes first. That movie is a 90% audience on Rotten Tomatoes, 30% critics. All right, so they answered everything I need to know. Audience likes it. So then I go and I forgot what the hell I Googled. So then I figure out that it was supposed to be straight to streaming in the first place, to Amazon Prime. And then I guess it got great early screening reviews, so they decided to take it to the theater. And then what we got is what we got. But I've said to everybody, whoever was the marketing person or who was in charge of like their commercials need to be fired. Because the movie that I watched did not translate to
summed up in that
at all, man.
Summed up in that trailer.
At all.
I agree.
At all.
And I wonder how much of like critics had like a little bit of a fatigue with The Rock after Black Adam.
I can see that.
But that was only some years ago though.
I agree, but I mean from some years ago that was his first big release, if I'm not mistaken, since then.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that was under his production company also. And I don't know if y'all remember, but he was getting a little bit of a smear campaign, maybe not leading up to that movie, but like a year or so before, they talked about how like shitty he was on sets and stuff like that.
Yep.
That he didn't show up on time,
Yeah.
and he didn't show up sometimes at all. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So no,
Final boss. We want the final boss back.
we
Got to
did.
come back to WrestleMania, Rock. Like, if this whole Bloodline story is predicated on you and Roman Reigns wrestling each other in the ring at some point where we can still get a solid match. Please come back.
It has to happen. Does he show up January 6th?
I think there's no way he's not there. Well, there's a way.
I've been
There's a
thinking
way.
Rock was going to show up at War Games, at Crown Jewel, at all these. I thought he was going to show up at, and he hasn't. So he has to show up at January 6th.
I'm a little upset, disappointed, scared, petrified. So in last pod, I was talking about, hey, there's no world where, well, that wasn't that pod. I said I thought Roman would beat Solo for the Ula Fala. And I put out one of our videos. Yep. The
Ufalafa.
And I put out one of our videos. We got less than 10 minutes. He just put in the chat, what's the break point? We got less than 10 minutes. And I said, yeah.
Outfit.
I said, I think like Roman's going to beat Solo, and there's no way he doesn't beat him. I got some good ass comments back about why Solo is going to beat Roman, and I can't argue it anymore.
Why?
Some comments were because of the Drew factor. Drew can do something that causes it that's going to keep. I was like, shit, didn't think about that. Yep. Someone else was like, Solo's going to win and then hand it over to The Rock at the end of the show to show that he was. I was like, oh shit, that's a great one. So yeah, there is a world where Solo beats Roman and he doesn't take the Ula Fala.
Are we getting the Ula Fala championship?
I hope not. You guys heard that, right?
We don't need
No.
that.
Yeah,
No.
it's a tribal championship.
Yeah, we don't need that.
That's what the necklace is.
Yep.
Yep. I do wonder if like they let some of that shit like leak. They know it's been talked about, but it's like, well, let's leak it because people are gonna shit on it. Then next we can be like, look, see, told you.
Yeah.
Told you.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a horrible idea.
I think they leak stuff to get a feel.
Absolutely. I think the biggest leak was when the whole Cody thing and possibly Cody not actually going to be in main event at the end game. And I think that came out. And
that wasn't a leak. That wasn't a leak, baby. Triple H made sure that shit got out.
Triple H was acting. He's like, no, I know what's best for business, but his hands being forced. He's like, okay. And you saw how he was talking to Cody. No, we got this. We got this. It's okay. We got this.
Could you imagine being in those meetings or those off-site meetings where he's like, it's Triple H talking to Cody and they got to meet somewhere like secretive, right? And he's just like, Cody, Dwayne's trying to do it again.
Yep.
And Cody's like, man, what do you mean? He's like, he's trying to take the top spot. We've been working on this. He doesn't even want you on the WrestleMania card. He wants you laid out.
Wait, no. He's not on the WrestleMania card. That's mean. Rock wouldn't do that.
That was the thing.
That was the thing, man.
That was the thing.
Look, I'm gonna do my hyperbole. This is my first hyperbole statement.
Oh, here we go.
Hyperbull?
You already said. Damn it.
That Yogi T.
The fans saved Triple H's career by getting Cody on that WrestleMania, because that would have been the worst creative decision that he ever faced. Now, I don't know if the company would have survived it. To have Cody Rhodes off of WrestleMania,
Cody Rhodes
in an injury angle, that would have been like that terrible. Can you think about it? If he wouldn't have been on WrestleMania as champion, who would be leading this new upswing in WWE? Who will be leading right now? Because Roman would just be coming back. So we had 6 months of of nobody, like, right? No star to lead the new generation. He saved the fans. The fans saved it.
Gunther would have been in.
Oh no, we seeing what Gunther doing right now. Goddamn it!
Oh boy,
we seeing what Gunther doing now.
Yeah, they might.
Hey, so let's do that real quick before we finish off with favorite Christmas movies and TV shows. Let's book that right now.
Okay.
Rock got his initial wish, which was Rock and Roman. Let's say Roman won to make it easy, because if Rock won, it's really, really hard to book it.
Yeah.
East Point. He said that decision single-handedly saved the WWE. Book it to where you get the belt on Cody Rhodes.
After 40?
Yep. Basically, WrestleMania 40 was Roman and Rock. Roman wins. So to E's point, because E feels like you got to get the belt on Cody. Cody's promo, when he handed off to The Rock and was like, I'm going to beat you for your championship, just not at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And I think Triple H absolutely told him to say that.
It would have had to be at SummerSlam. That's the next biggest PLE.
Okay, so you got SummerSlam.
Reference the podcast before Mania when we said, let Cody get what it was, War Games. We thought that possibly maybe it could be happening in Madison Square Garden. Reference back to that episode. Then we're at episode 180. Let's go back to 120.
That would have been taking it all the way to
November.
Was it?
I'm fine with
November.
that.
Yeah.
So he can break the record.
If I had to book that, that was the energy I was on.
That actually
Let
probably would have
Roman
carried into Saturday Night Main Event, maybe.
Could have been. Yeah, that wasn't a thing then, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let Roman break that record. I was on that. I was completely on it. And I was still now seeing on the other side of it. I'm okay with it. I even said that like that was probably some of the best wrestling that we ever seen was Endgame and WrestleMania 40. Made it as my number one Mania match of all times. But for me, if I had to book it, give me Cody winning it at Saturday night's main event or at War Games.
Mm-hmm.
If it was going to be at Madison Square Garden.
So we would have Roman off TV as champion again for another 6 months, right? So we would have had a non-defending champion, and then in the midst of that, we would have had to sit through Damian Priest and as champion, right? We would have had that run. So our only champion would have been Damian Priest going through his run for another 6 months. Y'all see the issue with this?
LA Knight would have been bigger too. LA Knight would have been bigger.
Them dudes would have been in trouble. Trouble.
So was Kevin Nash right about LA Knight?
Maybe.
Oh.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. So like I watched a little bit of SmackDown right before I passed out. And you know, they had LA Knight with Andrade and Apollo. And I don't know, poor Apollo. I'm like, oh man, they got him in a jobber team against. I don't know, we're not supposed to use the word
local legend,
but we're gonna use it anyway.
Local legends.
They got
enhancement talent.
They got LA Knight fresh
enhancement talent
in a jobber team against the Bloodline. I'm like, that's what you doing with that man?
No jobber.
What's crazy though is you don't think it's crazy that Shinsuke attacked LA Knight?
He been beating the dog shit out of LA Knight though. Like since he's been back.
Yes. Like I think it's crazy. Like
I just wonder.
He beat him clean.
As a whistle.
When I was watching that with E, me and E looked at each other like, whoa, he beat him clean.
Clean as a whistle. There's no need for a rematch. There's no yes.
Well, because remember he's channeling like a devil spirit or something like that. He's channeling a different part of Shinsuke. That's the reason why. And I'm okay with that. You know, I love Shinsuke. The one thing we talked about Triple H, he is going to make sure he puts over the people that he absolutely loves.
He's going to ride for his people.
Your War Raiders. Your
Candice LeRae.
Yeah, Candice LeRae. She's a speed champion. I do know that because y'all told me last episode. But again, that is what he's going to do. He is stubborn and hard-headed when it comes to that. He's like, listen, Shinsuke has been my guy. I'm going to make sure by hook or by crook that he's going to end up being over. Mm-hmm. Even if we don't want it.
I like Shinsuke though.
I
love Shinsuke.
I like the new music too. I like the
music's great.
Music, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How long is this War Raiders run gonna be?
Well, they're champions right now, right?
A while.
Yes.
I think it's a while. I said it on the last spot. I believe it. You could tell
they
when
fight
they put them
more.
Yes. 100%. And because you're putting it on them. Like they're not a character promo driven tag team. They're not these larger than life wrestlers. They are a tag team.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you.
If you put that belt on a tag team, they got to wrestle. And I think they are going to wrestle. And I think you're going to see the Raw tag division be what
Just
we've been
gotta
asking
improve.
for a while. Yeah.
And we
Yep.
probably get some trades or something like that with that tag team division. Like, they got to fight somebody. So
I hope so, man. Because I'm a big tag team guy. I hope that they really put some emphasis, and I think we're gonna see that. I think Triple H is gonna make the tag team division important. I think he's tried for some time, right? I don't, and I think there is a renewed focus. You can see the tag teams are trying to bring into the company. We saw that little promo video of the Zero.
Hell yeah, let's go, baby.
Yeah,
He,
so
he left his brother in
we
purgatory.
got
though.
one half, right? But hey, but you think about it, like, so I think I was listening to something talk about it, like, yo, Pence can come through, do his solo thing for a minute, and then he can, maybe get into maybe it's Austin Theory and what's his boy and Grayson Waller, maybe if they're still together, right?
I'm kind of tired of them.
Yeah.
I'm at the point with them. I don't want to see them at each other either. But that duo, for instance, right? Maybe the two is 2-on-1 against Penta, and then when finally, Phoenix is out of jail, he can come join his brother to even the odds, right? So they can do some kind of ready-made story, another year. Whenever Tony Khan's gonna let that man out of his contract.
I don't know Penta's work, but I'm looking forward to seeing him go against Andrade, and I'm looking forward to him going against. What's the LWO Dragon dude?
No, please.
Dragon Lee.
No, we're not talking
Dragon
about
Lee.
anything LWO.
Dragon Lee's the man, though.
He is the man.
Yeah, he's the man.
Actually, everybody in LWO is really good. Like I like everybody in LWO.
You know what it feels like with LWO?
But I just don't want them together.
No, you know what it feels like?
Feels
just
racist.
how I said last week, Triple H just remember about Chad, right? That they actually had shit, we never tied up this gimmick, this feud. It feels like the LWO was put together, and whoever is in charge of their creative went out on medical leave. But because they never do anything. They don't do anything.
It's to the next level. It's like if you are Hispanic and in freaking it's not even Hispanic. Like, to me, I feel like they just put them all in one group, and that's the reason why I hate.
Wait, who's
LWO.
not Hispanic?
I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I think he's Filipino, actually. But Joaquin.
Yeah, Joaquin.
Joaquin Phoenix is actually Filipino. So to me, it's just like,
gotta stop exposing the business.
Right.
I'm sorry. Well, you said this.
Just because you have Filipino, just because you think you can talk, you could tell your brothers and sisters nationality. Let's not do that.
But that's disrespectful to me. You had people.
Yokozuna was Samoan.
Nah,
what are you playing in Japanese person?
That's true.
They know disrespect.
But it's irritating to me because these people individually are so good, and you put them in this group that I care less for. I could not care less for. That's the point that I'm getting at. Like, they are Zelina. Wow. Like, she had an opportunity, even though I think she's really little as far as stature and build, but she had an opportunity to be one of these women champions. And she probably, I guess, still can. I haven't been following in the U.S. championship side of things, but it's just like, but you got her with the freaking the IC championship. Yeah, you see the U.S. Chelsea. She is already. Damn. My point is,
said the UC.
The UC.
God bless, man. If you thought this show was bad, wait till you hear the next one. We about to hit record 10 minutes after we're done with this one.
I'm about to change my outfit. I'm gonna act like this didn't even happen. So
you're doing a wardrobe change. That's hilarious.
I sure am.
No, keep that on. Keep that on. I like that.
The point is, my whole thing is just I like them individually, so I give them so much hate because I think that they actually should be appreciated more than what they are. That's all.
No, I get that, but that's what I'm saying. Though that's why it just feels like they were put together, and then there was no thought of give them their own story. They're always a part of somebody else's story,
right?
And they're just, and all they are they get leapfrogged to finish the other part of the story. Like they don't have their own story, which is interesting. Yeah. So whatever, man.
Their all right, writer going on medical leave is hilarious.
See, I'm telling you. I think it was a she. Don't tell me. I don't know why.
Oh, no,
but I think she went on medical leave the week before Rhea Ripley.
You're not gonna do that.
And Zelina Vega wrestled at Backlash.
He went on,
and I think she came out there in her incredible Puerto Rican garb. And Triple H was back there like, we got us a star. I can't wait to see what insert name is going to do with them next week. And fucking next week hasn't come yet. It's been the same shit for a year and a half.
You know what? I give you. She went on medical leave, but the person that's actually running them now is a he.
All right, but he needs to figure his life out because he ain't doing nothing either.
He'll lose it too.
Big time loser. All right, y'all. Let's talk about let's throw a little bit of Christmas stuff in before we
All right.
end this show.
Let's do it.
Let's talk Christmas dinner.
Ooh.
What is we did this for Thanksgiving. Spoiler alert, mine's the exact same. What is the must have on the Christmas menu for your food?
Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese.
Anybody in particular who makes it? Any story behind it?
Really, the wife, Marissa, makes a phenomenal mac and cheese. Her mom made mac and cheese for Thanksgiving this past Thanksgiving. She does a great job. And they tried a new recipe. I'll send it to you. I can't remember what it was, but it was phenomenal. My auntie Jackie makes a great mac and cheese too.
On your mama or daddy side?
Mama side.
Okay.
I like it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
These last few years, I've been able to do a seafood Christmas. So crab legs.
I love it. That's great.
Crab legs.
Little Prosecco.
Oh, you already know. Hey, spoiler alert. That might be what I'm going to have at our New Year's pod.
Oh, yes, man. she get crazy off the Prosecco. You see how excited I got?
Oh, you in for a night. This is going to be a 30-minute pod.
Hell yeah, it will be. We gonna get on. And I'm gonna be like, look, y'all, I got shit to do. Let's get this thing on. And he gonna be like, no, but I want to talk about we ain't got time to talk about that right now, man. We ain't got time to talk about Cody Rhodes on this one.
He gonna be in the chat 15 minutes in. Hey, wrap this shit up.
We'll talk about Cody Rhodes in episode 182, not 181, brother. What you got, E?
What my wife's dressing. It's actually she asked me last night. She's like, "Hey, what do you want for Christmas dinner?" And I said,
"Gotta have dressing.
Dressing, some mashed potatoes because she does a really good job. I mean, she makes homemade mashed potatoes.
Okay,
I like some and Publix chicken.
Publix chicken.
It's like a whole. Is it a whole chicken, like a rotisserie chicken?
Nah, it's fried chicken.
I want the fried boy.
People love Publix chicken down here.
Okay.
Hey, you know the funny thing? I think I sent you guys a text. I sent you guys the video. With that man who did the $100 chicken taste test.
Yeah.
Oh, with the KFC churches and all that.
No, did you send it or did I send it? Because I sent one out to somebody.
It was that. It was that one. Yeah.
He was like, "Ooh, Popeyes." This
man, so like, yeah, I think you just said like that. That blew my mind, right?
You said that's
like,
you.
Man, I couldn't.
That's
believe...
E with the Publix.
It's like, but you know what? There's so many people I know that think that they can do the same damn thing. You know, because I thought it was staged in some type of way, right? So, like, if anyone's seen this video, it's on TikTok, right, Brandon? There's a guy, it's a brother, and he's doing the $100
no shit
chicken taste test. So he had KFC, he had Publix, he had Churches, Popeyes,
yeah.
And what was the other one? Was that it?
That might be it. That might be it.
So this man, he immediately ate KFC. And like, actually, he has a blind. He blindfold. So he's smashing his KFC, and he's like, "Oh, this is KFC." And he's like, "How do you know it has a unique taste?" Now I will say,
it has a unique taste.
KFC, he right though. It does have a unique taste, right? Them 7-Ups and them spices, right? Yeah. So then he went to go grab the blind test. He had the Publix, and he smells it. He's like, "Oh, this is Publix." Yeah. Brandon, I can't tell you. I can't smell no Publix chicken. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell y'all, like Matt and Rhodesia, they don't in Michigan and in Chicago, they don't have Publix out there. Really nice.
Do they have Meijer in Chicago?
Yeah, we got Meijer. We absolutely got Meijer.
They ain't got good chicken out there, let me tell you. But so Matt Rhodesia, I would Meijer chicken. I would not think that chicken from a Publix or like from like a supermarket would be good.
Right.
I wouldn't have thought that. Let me tell y'all something. My wife came home one day, and this chicken in the basket. So it's like this chicken is already in a little basket. So how you grab it off the shelf? I'm like, that doesn't sound like it would be good to me
at all.
Yeah.
I bit into this goddamn chicken, y'all.
Did you have an orgasm?
I'll be goddamn. This is seasoned and like, hey, look, I don't want to be that guy. I'm sorry, Caucasians that listen to the show. Y'all usually can't season food, okay? It's just what it is. I don't want to be that guy, but that's usually the case. So when I think of Publix, I think of unseasoned ass chicken. So
You
let
said
me
it's a
tell
brother in
y'all
the
something.
kitchen. You said it's a brother in the back making that
God
chicken.
damn it! And so did
Tyrone
like,
fried
hey,
it up.
that's what they say. They like,
Fried it
no,
up
there's some
back
brothers
there.
in that public. Like I ain't like you don't see him on the floor, Matt.
He
Rhodesia,
fried
you don't
it
see him.
up.
You don't see the brothers on the floor. But they said they got him in the kitchen because let me tell you, man,
Darnell in the back with a
this
Newport.
this chicken
Darnell.
is
You know
so,
what I'm saying, Darnell?
man. Let me tell y'all, Matt Rhodesia. Let me tell y'all, man. Like they walked the line of it almost being 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying? To being just right. Like I couldn't believe it that these people is getting this right in a public supermarket, right? They walk in the line of fried chicken, and it's so crispy, and it's just so damn good. I couldn't believe it, man. So like, I don't know if I can smell it.
Wow.
No, that's good. But I just felt like that just was an amazing video. So my wife asked like, "Hey, what do you want? I don't want no goddamn turkey. You know that's for sure. Like go,
We know that.
go,
We absolutely know that.
go,
We know.
go. Hey, look, hey Matt
Oh
Rhodesia,
my
hey
God.
Brandon, no, like out here in Georgia they call it yonder. So hey, go around yonder
Yep.
to the Publix and get me some fried chicken with your dressing, and I'm good to go.
Dude, you just gave the best infomercial commercial for Publix chicken
Yeah.
in the history.
We got to get some money from Publix.
yeah,
at this
Publix
point.
chicken. Anybody
It's
who
gonna be a public
has a
ad
connection to
after this
Publix
pod.
his
Yeah.
yes.
Because
Hit
we're
us
going
up.
to cancel on the next episode. Of
Hit us
181,
up
but
so
we're
we can
recording next
be
week.
sponsored for that.
That.
So
Our next week episode.
I don't even know how did we get to that. I asked about
Food,
Christmas
food.
movies and specials.
No, it was.
No,
it
you
was
said food.
food.
Oh,
Yeah.
food. That's right. Okay. So for me, it's see that's not fair because you only went chicken. Rhodesia went crab legs. Brandon, you went macaroni and cheese. So now I got to do something different. I'm gonna go cranberry sauce
What a
because it's
terrible
absolutely
choice.
it's macaroni and cheese for sure.
But that's
It's
kinda
ham, but I
bland,
said
though.
ham on
Let's pick
Thanksgiving.
something else. Let's pick something else.
honey
though.
baked ham.
Honey, actually, I got one upstairs.
So
First time ever
first
Matt's
off-
ever had honey baked ham.
Really?
So I was talking to Matt a couple days ago. I was like, Matt,
Really?
because like Rhodesia killed the food on Thanksgiving. Like she smoked this turkey. This turkey was incredible.
Mhm.
She always cooks an incredible turkey, but this one it was fantastic.
Smoked it literally? Do y'all have a smoker?
No, we don't have a smoker. No, but she put her foot in it. So
Gotcha.
Matt's like, I was like, hey Matt, guess what, dude? We're gonna get a honey baked ham for Christmas. He's like, I don't know, man. Like turkey kind of got it this year. You know, he hated turkey before.
Okay.
He's like, I don't know, turkey kind of got it this year. I was like, but have you ever had a honey baked ham? And he's like, I think so. I think like years ago when mom got it, I was like, we've never had a honey baked ham at our house. Like we've
Okay.
always cooked it. Maybe somebody else had it. So
Mhm.
I put two and two together. He's never had a honey baked ham.
Game
He
changer.
is going to lose his mind.
Make sure I get a little bit of that glaze on it too.
Oh, come on now. You know, Rhodesia
Um,
brought it home. I opened that thing up.
Actually,
Ooh.
full transparency, I'm late recording because I had to go pick up the honey
There we
baked
go.
ham.
I go to honey baked ham and get a sandwich sometime for lunch.
I actually have a free
It's-
coupon for that. So
There
y'all
you
gonna
go.
y'all gonna find out the real Rhodesia on episode 181 on this New Year's special. You know I love anything free. Give me something
I'm
free.
right there with you. Free as me.
Oh my gosh, free 99.
There we go.
I ain't had ham since I was a little boy. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Really?
You got high blood pressure?
I stopped eating.
No, I'm
Oh, you don't
serious.
do pork.
No,
That's
I
right,
stopped
you don't
eating.
do pork.
Yeah, I stopped eating pork probably in my teens.
In
haven't
your
had it.
teens, what was the reason why?
So I was trying to be an actor back in the day. So I cut
I
out.
thought you read Charlotte's Web.
Nah, it was an easier way to kind of keep my weight down.
Okay.
It's cutting out beef and pork.
Oh, so you did beef and pork at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Give
Are
me.
you still off beef?
Yep, I don't eat beef or pork. Actually, no, I had fucked up the other day. Like we went to order some food on goddamn Friday.
Publix. Oh.
On goddamn Friday, right?
Friday may have been the best day in
Today
E's
is
household in
Friday.
history.
Friday.
Today is Friday.
Serious.
Katrina tried to give him some.
Goddamn Friday, man. We had ordered around this corner. It's called Cluck and Moo. I think they got one over in Marietta. Being close to y'all. But it's beef and they
It's a
got
burger
turkey
place,
burgers.
right?
Burger place. And so I meant to order, and I thought I told the woman I want a double turkey burger. I get that goddamn burger. I can tell it. I can smell it.
You
God,
smell
my
it.
stomach.
Beef.
It was beef. I'm like, God damn it. I took the sandwich, I picked it up.
Did you
threw
try
that
it?
bitch right in the
I
trash
was about
can.
to say, yeah.
I threw
'Cause
that
once you
bitch
off
right in the
beef
trash
for a
can.
while, it probably
Yeah.
feel like a rock falling in the pit of your stomach if you eat it.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
Double burger. It actually looked pretty good.
I'm
Picked
sure
that bitch up and I wiggled it right in the trash.
Damn.
All right, E, I need it. I need it from you. Give me something. Give me something that you did as an actor. Like, give me a line. Give me a character that you was like, this is absolutely completely something I would not say or
Give
do.
it to me.
And you
Give it
had
to
to
me.
do it. What was that?
It's fucked up that you actually the first thing popped in my mind. I went, sucky ducky.
What? What?
That was better than I could have ever imagined.
Oh,
I don't think
God.
I understand what's happening right now.
It doesn't
It's
matter.
okay.
This is the text.
So when I was in college, we did like an improv, and like so none of these characters had defined personalities. One day I don't know, I tried to do something different with a character.
Sucky ducky.
Yeah, so I made him a different type of dude, and I said and I improv and I said sucky ducky, and my dad was in the crowd and everything, and people was cracking up. The I broke the cast. Like, it was funny, man. The girl who was actually in the scene with me, man, she would not stop laughing. I remember that girl, man.
Oh my gosh.
It's funny. Actually, just popped in my mind.
You ever do like a stage play or anything?
No, I think that might have been my last play. Actually,
Sucky ducky got your cancer.
yeah, it was actually in a Michigan review. They said I did a good job. That was my last one. Then I went off to Quicken Loans and sold mortgages.
He went off on top, man. God bless.
Did you do it at? Was it at Northwest Activity Center?
No, it was at Henry Ford Community.
Okay.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
That's great. That's great. All right, Christmas movies. Sucky ducky. I'm gonna go with ones I have to watch every year, like mandatory. Christmas Story.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep, gotta watch that. I gotta watch Polar Express.
Oh, really?
Yep, gotta watch that. But
Just
that's
watch
more
that.
of
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's more of like audio and video. Like that's like if you have a great system at home, that's an experience. Not necessarily like for the TV. Like there's much more better Christmas shows if I'm just watching just on TV, right? No speakers. I don't care about the sound. There's better movies, but for the experience, it's Polar Express. So those are two. Elf, of course, is there for me. And then when it comes to TV specials, I gotta watch Garfield Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta watch Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta watch Frosty.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta watch the biggest one probably, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Okay.
Because when I was a kid, we actually had record players. So I know when I looked at YouTube, we have a segment of fans, let's say from 18 to 29. You may not know what a record player is. A record player is a circular thing you would put, and there's a little needle, and you put it on there, and then this audio emits out of it. It's kind of like a CD.
Go.
You may not even know what a CD is if you're 18 to 29. It's
Right.
kind of like an
That might be
MP3.
true,
It's
yeah.
kind of like Apple Music or Spotify. And we used to listen to that every year on Christmas Eve, just the record player. And then they came out with the cartoon that was in circulation, so we started watching that. So now, like, that's Matt's thing too. So we watch it. We make sure we watch that every Christmas Eve. So those are mine.
All of those, I'll add. You missing a big one, Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh yeah,
and the soundtrack to that, the Vince Vivaldi, Charlie Brown Christmas, that plays in my house. Played it as a kid growing up around Christmas time. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and then of course Home Alone. And of course Home Alone.
One or two.
And I'll watch two. One is the one though.
Matt thinks two is just the best. We watched it actually last night, and I'm sitting there and I'm like,
really?
Yeah. I mean, I love all the Home Alones with Macaulay Culkin. After two, they jumped the shark.
Yeah.
But he's like, man, like there's so many moments in two. I'm like, Matt, every moment in two is based off of the moment in one.
Exactly. Really quick question. I saw this question online somewhere. More brutal setup for the villains, one or two?
Maybe two, because two, they supposed to have died after he put his head inside of the toilet and the mug exploded. Everybody, including Macaulay Culkin, should have died. So two.
That was one, wasn't it?
No, that was two.
No, it's two.
Yeah.
No, it's two.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of when his head was on fire on one and he dipped his head in the toilet.
No, he did say it in the snow on that one, on number one.
Yeah.
Remember he did in the snow? Yeah. But
Right.
same thing. It was basically off the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go Brutal. Brutal would be one. Like ones where like you should be dead. You should be dead in one also, but that was absolutely two. Brutal was number one. If anybody's ever stepped on a Matchbox car, you already know like there's nothing worse than that in the world.
Stepping
and that was
on
the number
nail.
one. Yeah, buddy.
Oh.
He said Shucky Ducky.
That need to be clipped. I want to hear that on the soundboard.
Because I don't even understand like where you go from there. So I see why he broke the whole cast, because like Shucky Ducky, like what happens at that point? Like,
No, he didn't say Shucky Ducky. He said Suck It.
Sucky Ducky.
So where do you even go from there? Like at that
You
point?
don't.
You don't.
You figure out a whole nother occupation.
And scene. Right.
What y'all got?
Mine's is everything y'all said and whatever he's gonna say, but I am the resident Hallmark Christmas movie person. I love all of them. It is the same formula.
All of them?
Like all of them. I can probably make me my own Hallmark movie, and it's to be fine. To me, it's the same exact formula. Then you play the music that make you feel good about it. Then you're sad. The person was a big time corporate person, but goes back home to their hometown, and then they're like, well, I realized what Christmas was really about. And that's how I actually even feel in my regular life. Like, it's not Christmas, but we as United States Americans, it's just like we are so we take pride in being so busy. We take pride in being able to do this, and this. And in real life, all we really was supposed to do is experience life and enjoy each other. So to me, like, that speaks so much volumes to me, because it's just like, we don't need to be doing this, and this. Who cares if we make this much money and that much money? At the end of the day, when we meet our maker, do we experience our life with the humans that's in our lives? Are we truly appreciating them in that moment? And I don't want to get too deep, but that's just what all those Hallmark.
I was about to say, we need an organ.
Too late,
that's what all those Hallmark movies. That's what all those Hallmark movies is about. It's like we out here, and again, for us who came from maybe more humble beginnings, it's pride in being able to be successful, but at the same time, did we lose what life is really about? And it's being able to be having meaningful moments with the people that we love in our life. And that's what those Hallmark movies do. Now, it's cringy. Hell yeah, it is. But it speaks to me. So I will watch every single Hallmark movie that comes on. In the moment that the countdown to Christmas come on, I'm watching it.
Does Freeform still do like the 25 Days of Christmas, where they do Christmas movies all day, every day for 25 days?
It ain't like what it used to be.
It's
not what it
when it was ABC Family, it was
right. There you go.
Yep. When it was ABC Family, that's when we got the good stuff.
Did y'all see the Ludacris one that came out last year? I think it was on Netflix or Prime.
That's something to watch.
It was good.
But that Freeform on ABC, those are already made movies. Like the movies that we already know. The Hallmark movies are just like the low budgeted, like I'm quite sure only 1 out of 80 people have seen this movie. But the ones on Freeform and ABC, 1 out of 80? Is that why you laughing?
Stop while you here, baby.
Your
said
1 out of 80. Incredible.
Episode 181. Let's go.
Hey, sadly though, like Katrina loves them damn Hallmark movies too. So like what she says is absolutely correct. Because I watch them like I'm usually half asleep. Like, but like the formula is, she's right. It's the same damn formula on every single one of them.
With Travis Kelce and then Mama. And
I don't know, but she was watching one. I think this might have been on Netflix, but I don't think it was on Hallmark. But it reminded me of a Hallmark movie. I don't know what she had it on, but I'm trying to fall asleep while she had it on. But Brandy was in it, and she was talking like like a Hallmark movie. That was like her stick. I don't. Do you know what I'm talking about, Rhodesia?
Yep, and Matt watched it too.
I was like, oh Lord, I'm like, I can't believe this movie. But for me, because we got to wrap up, get to our next show. Home Alone 1 and 2. I think I said it on another pod. Those are my 2 favorite ones. I will actually go back and watch Polar Express. And cool story. I think I mentioned it maybe on another pod too when I had my parents over. Actually, I'm glad my parents are actually getting softer as they're getting older, because like they didn't watch kids movies with us as a kid, man. Like I don't know what they was doing back in the day, but they ain't watch kid movies. They ain't, like my mom. Up until in the past 10 years, she would not watch kids movies. She only wanted to watch adult stuff. So we never watched family movies with them. Like my
Really?
dad didn't.
Really?
No, my dad did not watch TV or movies growing up. Like so, like really as a family, like it's kind of cool now. I'm pretty family oriented. You guys know that about me.
Mhm.
I didn't grow up with that. Like we didn't kind of do that kind of stuff when I was a kid. We didn't watch family movies together and really sit down and eat and all that kind of stuff. Really. So I take pride in doing that with my kids now. But when my parents were over, and especially my dad for Thanksgiving, he watched Polar Express from start to finish, like with the kids. Now I didn't get. I think I had something I had to do, so I couldn't watch the whole movie. I need to go back and see that. I'm like, oh, this actually was pretty good. He actually watched Home Alone 1 and 2 for the first time in his entire life, and he's watching it like, and you could tell he's enjoying it. He don't watch movies like that, right? So I'm glad that at almost, I think my dad's turning 78 at 78 years old. He's finally get to experience family movies and these classics.
Awesome,
that's really enjoyable.
Did your kids like Polar Express?
I have to go back to ask because like I don't know what I did, why I wasn't able to finish it. I'm not sure if I had to step out or something like that. But I am gonna take Matt up on watching it in the home theater area. Hey Brandon, I don't think I told Matt, but I think I told Brandon. He came over and we were watching War Games. Do you know for about a year I had my surround sound system fucked up? I had
because you was correcting it while I was there.
I was trying, but you know what? I ain't gonna have to take all apart. But let me tell y'all. So Matt, I got the Dolby Atmos system too. I got mounted speakers. So my speakers they're mounted and they're going down. Bro, my whole right side was crossed. I had the top back.
You had the back as the front.
In the
front of this back.
Actually, I think the top back might have been like my front speaker. Like and then I had my rear speaker was my front speaker. Like man, that whole right side was all crossed up. I don't know if it had always been like this, but it had been like I think the last time I actually had messed around with it when I added something, and that might have been a year ago. So for about a year, my whole right side of my whole thing. So I got about four speakers all crossed on different channels. Damn. I had to go back through and actually listen to get them uncrossed.
To get it right.
Yes. I'm like, oh, this is how surround sound's supposed to sound like, right? I'm like, what am I doing over here?
That's crazy. But there are so many people that have their systems connected somehow, some way off. Something is off a little bit here or there. That's nuts though. But I'm so happy for you, man, that you were able to get like that new experience, like with your family and your mom and dad. And that's what it's about. Like not to like end this pod on like a sappy note, but everything we do, guys, should be about like experiences and memories, right? Yeah. If that is not how you are living, you're doing life the wrong way. I just had a conversation with somebody yesterday surrounding not living for other people. There is no right or wrong answer to this thing we call life. It is what you feel is right to you because that is your life. You are the main character in your life. So make sure that is the case. So at, our ages where we're in our 40s to be able to still get new memories and connections around family. And that's something that I know he's never going to forget. To have that with his family because didn't have it when he was younger is really fucking cool, especially for me where like this year as much loss as I've had, dad passed away, my aunt passed away. So to have a holiday where typically there's connection, we see them, to not have that, but to make new memories is really, really fucking cool. So hopefully, however you guys are celebrating your Christmas week or your Christmas, if it's by yourself, take solace in knowing that everything is where it needs to be. If you are with 50 of your family members, take time to get off your phone, spend some time with them, have a positive connection, a conversation that could take you to who knows where, but just be in the moment. Being in the moment is what it's all about. So with that being said, we are about to head out and maybe record episode 2 of the New Year's episode. It's going to drop next week. So we will have this for you guys dropping on Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas to all of you guys. We love you guys. Thank you for your support.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
And we will see you guys again on New Year's Eve. See you then.